Welcome to the training for Management Plus audit reports. In today's training, we will be showing you the various audit reports available in Management Plus. To access the audit reports, we're going to go into File, Administration, Audit. Now, in this table, there are a few different audit reports. The two at the top, the table audit report, we're going to talk about last. That is a report that you're able to configure logged in under the SysDBA user. The reports below that are stock reports that we have created for a quick snapshot of what is currently going on in Management Plus. So the first one we're going to look at is the System Event Report. In this report, the system will allow you to enter a start date and stop date. So we'll do 1 month just to keep it short and sweet. Will also allow you to access or specify a specific staff member if there is someone you're wanting to look at. It is not required. You can just leave that field blank. Now, down at the bottom, events to report. These are the different tables that are hard-coded into this stock report. So we have audit, directives, EHR, log in and log out, the main screen, optical orders, patient information, we've got a few patient portal fields, and we also have down toward the bottom scheduling, security items, statements, and time clock. So what we're going to look at, just to keep this pretty simple for now, to give you an idea of what this report looks like, we're going to go ahead and go with the log in and log out. We're going to print this report and preview it, and this report is going to show you normal logins, normal logouts for each staff member or a specific staff member if you selected just one username. Now you can see the event staff, so this is the user who is logged in and doing the action, in this case logging in and logging out, the date and time of the event, the host computer name and IP address, and then again we have the event type, log in, log out over on the right side of this report. Just like the other reports in Management Plus, in order to go from one page to the next, you can use these blue arrows up at the top and go through the pages that way. If you wanted different information, you can certainly go ahead and select something else and run that same report without having to exit out of it. So you can see this was a view done by this user on this workstation. Again, we have the date and time, and the patient and the patient ID that was accessed. Okay, and it shows you also the patient's name that was pulled up below the host. All right, that's the data that was accessed. So that's the System Event Report. It's pretty basic, easy to follow and use. The next option is the System Event Export. Now when you run this, it is the exact same report. It's just going to ask you if you want to export and save that to your desktop, and then you're able to open it in Excel. Okay, so it's going to pop up and say, where do you want to save it? You just save it on your desktop, name it whatever you'd like to name it, and then it will save as a CSV file, and you're able to use Excel to open that. Alright, now the next report we're going to look at is very similar to the System Event Report. This is the System Event View. The difference between these two reports is on the System Event View, you're not able to specify a date range or a username. It's just an all-inclusive, each of those tables from the beginning of this report, which was created in 2013, through the current date. So you can see if we go all the way to the bottom, we've got January of 2013. Alright, as we're looking at this, you can see we have login, log out. This is the module that was accessed. Okay, edit user David Elm, so there was a name change for security. We looked at a patient, we viewed a patient ID 10430. Okay, so everything that's been done that is hard-coded into this report, Visual Report Designer, Form Close, No Save, it's all going to be in here. Okay, and again, you're just not able to specify the dates on the System Event View. If you want to export the system event view, you can do that by doing this event export. Same process, it's going to ask where you want to save it, and then you're able to open it in Excel. The system event configuration pertains just to these two reports below the line. When you go into the system event configuration, it's going to ask you what events you want to exclude from the event logs. So if you, for instance, don't really care, don't need about login and log out information, you can mark those, and then those two fields will be excluded anytime you run the system event reports. Okay? You do have that option. Now, the table audit report is slightly different. With the table audit report, we first need to go in and configure this audit report. We do not have this turned on by default. It is something that has to be done under your SysDBA username, and then it will go forward keeping track of the information we're asking it to keep track of. So when we look at the configuration, it's going to give us a list of all of the different tables in the database that can be marked to be audited. Okay, with custom reporting, there's a lot of information that you can pull out just in a simple custom report, but there are other pieces of information that you're not able to capture in that custom report feature. So that's where this table audit comes into play. We can check the box of any table that we want in this screen, and the system will audit that particular table going forward until you've turned it off. Now, as you can imagine, this report is going to get very big very quickly because it's capturing every single keystroke, every single action that's done in that field. So, for example, with the charge information, we've told it to be active. It's going to keep track of all charges that are posted for 1,000 records. Alright, if we wanted it to only keep track of 250 at a time, then what happens is once it reaches 250, the oldest records will drop off and it will continue adding new records to that report. The default when you first check this box is going to be 10,000. If you do not want it to be that high, you can certainly change that number. Okay. In the back of the administrator user manual, and if you don't have a copy of it, please let us know. We can send that over to you. But in the back there is an addendum for the configure audit trail that's going to be a little more descriptive, kind of plain English for some of these table names that you might not be sure what it's doing. Alright, so let us know if you need that. We'll be happy to get that to you. Now, once we have it configured, we've told it what to keep track of. We can go ahead and click OK, and it saves that configuration. And then we're going to go into Audit, and we are going to run the table audit report. When you click on the table audit report, again, it's going to give you the opportunity to put in a date range. You can choose a staff member if you'd like. It is not required, but you do have that choice. And then you can tell it what fields or what tables you want it to display. Alright, if we want to look at patient information, then we can go ahead and just check patient, print the report. When we preview it, it's going to give us the name of the user, the date and time of the change. Was it an update? Was it an edit? Okay, that's what update means. Was it an insert or was it deleted? So insert is adding, updating is editing, and then deletion is just deleting that field. You can see here we have modified date and time, and we changed the user password. Okay, the old value is THG. It is not going to display the new value on things like passwords. Okay, a little bit further down we have updates or edits for patient's first and last name. Okay, we changed it from all caps to proper case. The gender was added as female. Okay, same thing as we go down. These are all of the patient changes that were made. It will display the old value. Now, if we did not want to see patient information, we can uncheck that, and we can go up to a different table to run a report on. So if we were to look at staff hours and print this report, this one will show us that information for that particular table that is being audited. So the staff hours, you can see this is where someone has modified clock in and clock outs. Again, it shows your username, the date and time. Was it an insert, an update? Was it deleted? You can see the clock in and clock out times that have been modified. So you do have those choices, and you're more than welcome to play with this. If it's something that you will enjoy using, great. If not, we can always just go back into the configuration, uncheck the boxes that have been configured, and that will turn these audits off. Now remember, you do need to be signed in as SysDBA to modify and access this configuration page. And if you do need us to send you the administrator manual that shows these tables and the descriptions, let our support team know. We'll be more than happy to send those out to you. If you do have any questions, please give us a call at 1-800-695-6994. Option 1 for support, and then option 2 for general practice management support, and we will be happy to help you with these audits. Thank you for your time today, and hopefully you have a great day.